welcome to the 8-Bit Cat Show, a place where friends geek out over the nerdy things we love, sometimes with cats. This is Spartacus.
What are you doing to that poor
I was
boy?
trying to raise him up like the Lion King.
I'm pretty sure that's copyright infringement.
He's the newest addition to the herd.
He's brought us back up to 8 cats. So we're truth in advertising, everyone.
He's had enough of me now. As always, I'm your host, Stephanie Katz. With us tonight, Zach.
Hola.
And Peter's in the ether.
Hello.
I love ether, Peter. We should get your face back soon, though.
Nah, no one needs to see it. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
The world's better off with the way it is.
I bet you've had a webcam this whole time.
Oh, he definitely has.
I haven't.
Do you watch Dropout at all?
Yeah, yes I do. I think I'm the one that suggested it to you, actually.
And I've been here the whole time.
I'm fairly certain that Dropout was one of my extra bits at some point.
I don't know, it may have been. We've gotten on the Sam Reich. I like Game Changer and Make Some Noise and anything that involves Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Just like everyone on the planet. I don't think she's watched any of the Dimension 20 stuff, and that's really where
episode.
That's really where Brendan shines.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Especially the Magic and Misfits bits; those are fucking great.
Oh, is that one a good one? Yeah, no.
It's like a Harry Potter spoof, basically.
Nice. I love that for them.
Me too. So it's been a hot minute. We're so sorry. A lot has happened. There was a wedding.
Peter's not sorry. Did you hear that?
I did. I ignored it. A marriage has happened.
Who got married?
We did.
Oh crap.
Thanksgiving happened. Christmas happened. There's so many things. But we're here, and we're gonna try and be a little more consistent. We were thinking an every other Wednesday type of thing. Well, it's a new way to start off the show. I have a question to pose.
You're posing questions now.
I'm posing questions,
okay.
And we're going to see where it takes us. All right. What if, and full disclosure, this is something I saw on the internet, and
no way.
I'm borrowing. What if Frodo had led a chicken along on a bit of string and made the chicken carry the ring all the way? No risk of Frodo turning evil. Sure, the chicken might turn nasty, but realistically, how much damage to Middle-earth can one evil chicken do?
I think that's where you're underestimating the inherent and natural evil inside every chicken before they even got attached to some sort of one ring that rules them all. I would be scared of a
chicken. Zelda?
What's that?
Chickens in Zelda ruin your entire existence
100%.
Just for a minor inconvenience.
Oh 100%. No!
I'm just saying, at least it's not a goose. At least they weren't dumb enough to give the ring to a goose, because I think Sauron would be afraid that at that point in time. I think he thinks he can still take the chicken, but if that's a Canadian goose, we're all fucked.
I mean, I agree on the goose thing. Goose are for sure inherently evil.
But no, chickens are inherently evil too. The problem is, the reason they don't get the reputation like geese do is because they're fucking stupid. Not as dumb as turkeys, but they're right up there.
So you're saying he should attach the ring to a turkey?
Oh, no.
Turkeys are dinosaurs. They'll kill you.
Turkeys are almost emus right there. They're strong. They have barbs on their wild turkeys especially have barbs on their legs. They're literally raptors. Just fuzzy and make weird noises.
And also stupid.
Oh, so dumb. So dumb. But
like
yes.
I said, they're dinosaurs.
Legitimately. They're not quite cassowaries. Which are actually dinosaurs, I'm pretty sure.
And again, Kite Man also answered this question in their It show, where it just turned into a giant evil thing that murdered everything around it.
But yeah, but would the ring cause it to become giant?
Invisible though.
Well, yeah, if it put it on, but it's not gonna. It can't. How is it gonna put it on?
they've got like little toes.
You
They've got little
And
toes.
it does adjust to the size of the person who currently has it. We see that in the opening.
That is true. Yeah, when it drops into
Ah.
Isildur's hand, or in front of Isildur, it was Sauron's hands are enormous, and then it shrinks down so it'll fit his hand perfectly.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Mm.
It's gonna figure out a way to slip on the. That's its whole goal is to get worn. It wants to be worn and to use people. It figures out a way to do it.
People, but not animals.
I would say at the end there, Golem was more animal than people.
All
Eh,
right.
I mean,
It's also worth
creature.
noting that Sauron almost certainly has a view that anything that's not him isn't really a person.
That's definitely
Mm.
true. I think he would consider other Maiar humans, or not humans, but people, but more
Yeah.
threats than actual people to be respected.
Exactly.
Only threats to be controlled.
Do you think that there is any animal that he could have done that with? A pig, perhaps?
No, I think it was the.
Goldfish. Goldfish for its 10-second memory.
I think it's.
Keep forgetting about its shit.
Well, they've actually said they've apparently come back and revised that and said that goldfish don't actually have 10-second memories. That's more of a fun just thing to say, but apparently in studies, goldfish actually have pretty long memories, especially compared to their lifespan.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
But no, actually, I think originally it's the resilience of hobbits and halflings is the real reason that they had to carry it in the first place. Is because Sauron overlooked them because they were so small, and that made it so that they could defeat him.
So, no animals. But speaking of, Peter, did you watch Rings of Power at all?
I watched the first couple of episodes and I just wasn't like getting into it. But I do intend to go and rewatch like all of it.
Peter, I have things to talk about.
Look, you guys give me too many fucking shit to watch. I only just got through the first 2 seasons of fucking Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso is
Ted
great.
Lasso's really good. Are you enjoying
It's
Ted
a lot of
Lasso?
fun. I mean, it's very fun, yeah. I think my biggest concern is that I don't give a shit about soccer or any sport, and I thought that was going to be
No,
an issue. Turns out, not even a little bit.
there's almost
See,
no
we
soccer.
told you.
Almost no soccer in the show actually played ever.
A little bit of soccer.
Yeah.
You don't see much though. It is
Right.
like 2 minutes
Right.
and mostly sideline stuff.
See, now I can't tell if I'm yelling. Is this mine?
Yes,
Hello.
she's insane.
That's better.
But
But
I've
yeah.
also still got fucking Ahsoka to get through because y'all won't stop talking about me needing to watch fucking Ahsoka.
We stopped. That was Peter. That was 4 months ago. We're different people now.
Yeah, it's been 4 fucking months.
What are you gonna do? I don't know. Ahsoka was fine, and honestly, Rings of Power season 2 was fine. You could tell that they'd changed filming locations because now they're filming it in Great Britain rather than in New Zealand. And you can tell that they definitely moved some sets around and did some other stuff there. It seems like they're reusing a lot of their internal sets instead of any location stuff, which is a little sad, but I understand too. They spent how much money on just the rights, and then they had to figure out how to make the show after that. It's the most expensive show ever made, and that was before they started filming.
There's also the fact that it was not at all well received when it first released.
And honestly, I will say it's aged better than it originally coming out. The second season still has some pacing issues. The story's gotten a little bit. I mean, they're at least telling some story now, but it definitely still has some pacing issues. You felt really that they had a lot of different storylines going, and then they all converged them all at in episode number 8. But that's honestly one of my issues with the streaming version of television shows is that like let's make 8 1-hour movies and call it good when they should just go back to making television shows because there's a reason we have television shows.
That actually brings up an interesting point that I wanted to talk to you guys about like 4 months ago.
Oh, okay.
But
Glad you had it on your mind this whole fucking time.
have.
Apparently it's pressing.
So this, well, no, because it goes into what you were just talking about. It was something that Rob Zachney brought up on the A More Civilized Age podcast. I forgot what it was called for a second. Because they went on a little tangent, but he basically says like when they went from stop making television shows that were, anywhere between, let's say 17 to 23 episodes per season,
Be pretty standard, yeah.
and they dropped it down to like 8 to 12. Yes, you lost a lot of that filler, but at the same time, it doesn't give anybody enough time to really make connections with characters. So then, like, by the end of the season, if it doesn't feel like anything's paid off, it's because, well, it hasn't. Like, even take Halo, for example. Like, I know you keep saying I would have liked it if it had been called anything except Halo. It's like, yeah, because by the time they finally actually started the Halo story,
They canceled the
you were
show.
already, yeah, and that was because you had these short little seasons where nobody was able to really make connections, and maybe if there had been more filler episodes, you'd been able to get.
Oh, I'm a big fan of like it's really the prestige TV movement. It started with the HBO shows back in the day. Um, but even them, like Sopranos, still had a bunch of episodes per season. Even originally, Game of Thrones, the first couple of seasons, there was still more episodes, and then they were down to like 7 episodes at the last thing because like, oh, we're spending $1 billion an episode, so it should be great. And like, nah,
Well, with Game of Thrones, it's partially on the
well,
like
yes,
creative leads that caused
because
that to happen.
well, yeah, because they wanted out. But I'm saying legitimately, like they only like the studio HBO asked for 7 episodes, 7 to 8 episodes for the last one, for the last season. That's what they were looking for because they're like, yeah, we want to make little movies, but you people come at it from a different way because television is written differently, it's thought of differently, and they're still writing it for television, but with movie times and then less episodes. So they end up doing all the things the worst way.
Yeah. Did you watch The Acolyte, Peter?
Yes.
Like, and I mean, I think that's a prime example. Like, I think had we gotten more time to flush out some of those characters, that maybe people would have like felt a bigger connection to them, and we would have gotten more out of that story than what it was.
I honestly think that show could have done even better as 22 30-minute episodes, almost like serially, like not quite sitcom-y or anything like that. Well, I'm talking like an NYPD Blue. She's doing an investigation. They're doing an investigation throughout the galaxy, kind of thing like that. Give me freaking like, give me CSI, but Star Wars. But
I
give
can
it some
understand
time.
that mindset to a degree, but I think that's a somewhat poor example just on the grounds that
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are so toxic that because there was lore changes in that show, they were going to throw a fit about it no matter what.
And see that's not the part I have an issue with. Even lore change all the lore, do whatever you want like that. I'm still talking about most of the television shows, the streaming shows, just they all have pacing issues. Because
Yeah, I agree with that. I was mostly just saying why
okay,
I thought Acolyte was a somewhat poor example.
well, yeah, I know I agree with you on that one. But again, that's one of those ones that I think it could have been done well too. And then people might not have thought about it as much either. But
I think it was done well enough. People just didn't like certain
Well,
things, which they were dumb to not like.
well, and I think part of it too is we were just coming down off the high of Andor, and Andor was so freaking good, and they were managed to fit so much into a small time frame. And so when we went in, like when we went into the Acolyte, everyone was expecting that level of,
writing and
and it
direction.
wasn't.
I'll say
Does that make more sense?
yeah.
Yeah.
Andor is one of the few that I think that has done it well in recent years. There's other ones like True Detective is one of those ones. Yeah, they have a small number of episodes per season, but they tell the story they want to every season as well. But then you see the other ones that are that have been successful, which I haven't even watched it, but like Succession and what's the other one? Yellowstone. Yellowstone, is that a thing? Right, that's the name of that one.
Yeah.
Those are original, like multiple episode things. They're doing it the old school TV way, and it seems to be working. They have huge followings, and they're not pissing a bunch of people off. I just wish the things I like would stop pissing people off.
On the subject of that, actually, with Andor, that does lean a little more to your point than I think you're realizing, because Andor was the longest like Star Wars Disney show of the live action
Yeah,
ones.
they had
Yeah.
more episodes than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so they could really slow down and focus on character moments.
Which is again and is also exactly what that show was supposed to be. We were supposed to be getting an in-depth look into what made the rebels rebels.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think they did a great job. I can't wait for season 2 of that. I'm so excited.
Did we ever get any more word on when that's going to be?
Soon. Apparently, I didn't watch it because I'm trying not to spoil myself. But apparently, they have a sneak peek like featurette thing. That is actually like a scene from the upcoming season, and it's Mon Mothma going at it in the Senate with Palpatine, apparently.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I'm all here for this. I'm like, this is the stuff that pissed me off as a child when watching the prequels, going, I don't give a shit about trade agreements and the banking clan. But every single one of those episodes that they had in the Clone Wars, I'm like, I need more. Like the animated Clone Wars, I'm like, I'm actually intrigued. How do the Muns and the banking clan make this all work? Where is Palpatine's little evil frog ass doing back in the background here?
The political shit of Star Wars was never an issue of it existing. It was always an issue of George Lucas being kind of bad at writing it.
Yes, well, he's kind of bad at writing everything. Even the original trilogy was only
He
saved.
is very good at building a universe. It's just when it comes down to the details of that universe,
He's bad at dialogue. He's good at details, even. It's dialogue. He cannot. My favorite quote from Harrison Ford is, yeah, George, you can write this shit, but you can't say it. He apparently gave the advice to George Lucas to like, no. When you're sitting here typing it out, just say the words out loud and see how it feels. If you don't like it, change it. If it makes you feel weird, change it. And if it doesn't, probably should get a therapist, in all honesty. But I think I'm that's my caveat on that one. I'm like, hey, if that makes sense to you and you think it's good, talk to someone. I think you should talk to someone.
Yeah.
His dialogue is coarse and it's irritating and it gets everywhere.
Right now, AMCA is going through the Thrawn, the Heir to the Empire books,
Timothy's on.
and I wish they had given us that.
Instead of
Well, yeah,
Ahsoka?
that's kind of the
that
pain
is
a lot of us have been facing with new Star Wars shit.
because they already have great shit that they could have used, and we would have all been happy. I mean, those Timothy Zahn novels are really the what started the expanded universe in the first place. Like they were the first real
in
big.
a big way, because there was other shit.
Oh, yeah,
It's just
they were the
those
first.
really grabbed people.
They were the ones that started, really jump started the universe, and that's when everybody started. Oh, I need to start writing Star Wars shit because you can make a fuck ton of money on it, and you can, but it had to be good. I mean, and there was a lot of schlock, but it didn't get bought. Though
Right.
technically, it was all stuff you had to know if you wanted to know everything. But the Timothy Zahn novels were legitimately great. And again, yeah, and luckily a lot of the people working on Star Wars now are obviously fans of that, and they're trying to steal as much from that as they can get away with reasonably, and not have somebody call them and go, "We're trying to do something new here," and you're like, "No, we already have it. Just let us do the old stuff. They will like that, please."
Just let us do this shit.
It's already written. I can adapt it. It's gonna be cheaper for you in the long run. I swear.
Right.
Just let me do it.
All we'd really have to do is recast some of the original characters. It's fine.
It'll be fine. It'll
It'll be
all
fine.
be good.
Everything's fine.
Instead of any of Luke or Leia's kids, you're just like, oh, it's a random smuggler kid that they adopted and hung out with. Yeah, this will be fine. This will work. Oh, it's just one of Luke's students. Yeah, we're good.
I can't remember where I originally heard the idea, but it was basically you should have, if you were gonna force all of the old extended universe to be non-canon, you should have started doing like Legends animated movies so you could adapt those stories easily enough without having to worry about recasting everyone to look right.
Oh, it would have been great. And honestly, that's just extra money in their pocket Do some animated.
Right.
Do the Timothy. Yeah, do the Heir to the Empire novels, but it has an animated show. I'd watch the shit out of that.
Right. And in that way, you wouldn't even need it to be canon. It's explicitly a Star Wars legend story.
You could have a whole section on Disney Plus that's just Star Wars Legends material.
Yeah.
You're just
Right.
printing money, printing it. It's
Hell,
got.
release all the old audio dramas on Disney Plus.
Oh
Plenty
shit,
of people would still listen to that shit.
that'd be awesome actually, because there were some really good ones.
There were some really bad ones, and those are
Oh, there were
hilarious.
some really bad ones. Entertaining, kind of like
Great.
this. Really
Yeah.
bad, but entertaining. That's what we do here.
Yes, that is what we do.
Oh, we're not entertaining either. Dang it! Shoot.
Ow, I just snorted.
Got her. All right.
All right.
What else you got here, kiddo?
Staying, I guess, in the Star Wars realm. Peter, have you played Outlaws at all?
I have obsessively played Outlaws and Indiana Jones nonstop for the last several months.
All right, you have to
someone
tell me
told
about
me-
Indiana Jones because apparently it's amazing.
Someone told me that didn't come out yet, but I was like, how could it have not come out yet? But it's up for all these awards.
So Zach, you cut off for a second. What did you say?
I've only heard amazing things about Indiana Jones. How is it?
Okay, so it's great. I fucking love it. Like I said, I've been obsessively playing it. Stephanie, to answer your question, it's a delayed release for the PlayStation. It's out on Xbox and PC.
That makes sense there. You've been
Yeah.
playing on PC or Xbox?
PC, because I don't have an Xbox.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but I've been playing it nonstop. I was a little worried when they first started showing us about the game that it was going to be like first person. I was like, that's fucking weird. We already kind of have a template for how these games should go with like Tomb Raider and Uncharted and shit.
Because it's basically just Tomb Raider, but it's Indiana Jones themed, right?
Well, not really. It's almost more. Did you ever play the Chronicles of Riddick games, like Escape from Butcher Bay or Dark
no,
Athena?
I did not.
They do a very good job of like an open world adventure game. Not really in the vein of Tomb Raider or Uncharted, because those are definitely shooters, and there's not, unless you're fucking up a lot, there's not like a lot of combat in Indiana Jones. Yeah, I mean there definitely still is like action set pieces and shit. At one point
You gotta hit somebody with your whip at some point.
Oh, you use the whip all the time in combat. It's the most fucking valuable tool. Like you have a gun, but you don't use your gun unless you have to. I was gonna tell a story about me using the one time I've used a gun successfully in that fucking game, because mostly you're just gonna piss off like all the enemies around you and make the whole situation worse. But there was one point where I was supposed to fight a Nazi on like the wing of a plane, and I just didn't really want to do that, so I shot him, and that was the end of it.
So you Indiana Jones'd him. That's what you're supposed to do. Damn it! I don't feel like fighting you, so you're getting shot.
Right.
It's just,
But
it's just like the movie.
it in a lot of ways it really is. Troy Baker is fucking killing it with the impression. There's a lot of times where I'm just not at all recognizing that it's him voicing the character.
I love Troy Baker.
Oh, it's Troy Baker is playing Dr. Jones.
Yes, and he's fucking nailed it.
That's legit.
When I said there's a few times where I forget, it's more that there's a very limited number of times where I'm reminded that it's Troy Baker, because every now and again a line will slip out where it's like, that was Troy Baker, but the rest of the time it's like, that's fucking Harrison Ford.
They paid for Harrison Ford. No, they didn't. I know they didn't pay him for this.
And I've heard him recently. He doesn't sound like young Harrison Ford. He sounds like Harrison Ford who's been smoking nonstop for the last 200 years.
He sounds a lot more like God, who's he gonna play in the new Captain America movie? I can't remember the general.
President guy? I thought he was the president.
It's the president, General Ross. He is going to be President Ross in the movie, I guess. There. No, I'm not. I mean,
it's fucking great. I love it so much.
So the game is fantastic. Okay, so I've been playing Outlaws, and shoot, it freaked me out. I played it before this because I had an hour here when I got home, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw Outlaws in and see what I can do. My problem is I'm playing it like I played Skyrim, and I keep forgetting that there's a main quest, and I'm like, man, I really should be able to get this. Oh, I should probably go play the main quest, and then it'll probably let me open this up here, because I'm considering I'm like on the second mission, basically.
Who are you being loyal to? Or are you trying to play all the sides?
Oh, it's incredibly easy to play all the sides.
Oh yeah, I just lied to one dude and it made my reputation go up, and I sold off the information that I was supposed to give to him to another one, and it made my reputation go up with them too. I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
you can just fuck with them all, and you can always get the good ending. Okay, I'm good for this.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, if you want one of the syndicate's rewards faster, it's easier to just focus all of your attention there. Like I was able to get the Hut Cartel loyalty pretty quick, so I could get the Mandalorian gear that you can get
Oh, you
uh,
can though. You didn't know
pretty
about that.
quickly. Well, it's not like you don't get the helmet or anything,
Well,
but
no.
that's very like it's fucking Sabine's outfit. Like it's what it is.
Well,
Um,
yeah, it makes sense.
but you can get any of their loyalty to the max pretty fucking quickly just by focusing on them. But if there's no reason to sacrifice any of them as like fully hostile. You can absolutely play them all right.
Hmm.
I do have I have a bad reputation with the Pikes right now, but that's just
Yeah, but
because
fuck the Pikes. Like,
I don't like drug dealers. But I have a line to get them to be happy with me, so it's gonna make it real easy to steal their shit once they're nice to me, and I'm allowed to just go in their place. And I have like 8 contracts with the Crimson Dawn that as soon as I get the Pikes liking me enough that they don't shoot me on sight, yeah, I can just walk in and finish like 8 missions because I just go, oh, I'm just allowed to be in here now. Okay, cool. Bye, guys. Oh, you don't care at all, even though, yeah, you definitely just saw me talking to the Crimson Dawn girl. Okay, no, cool. We're good. All right, bye.
I like
I guess as long as I don't screw you over too much, y'all are fine with working with me.
Yeah, like,
I like the little creature Bix.
Nix?
Nix. Whatever.
because he nicks things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nix,
I
yeah.
like him.
Oh yeah, everybody loves Nix. But Star Wars Outlaws, it did have a rough launch. There was a lot of bugs when it first came out, and I'm not going to deny that. But it's another one of those games that it's considered a failure. It didn't do very well sales wise, but it's a fucking great game that more people, especially if you really love Star Wars, need to give another chance
See,
to.
aren't you glad I waited 4 months before you got it?
See, yeah, no, I started playing it a week ago, basically.
So I had like a bunch of stuff pre-ordered that I just hadn't picked up because weddings and stuff. So we went in and I got all except like 2 games and I dropped like $250.
Yeah. So yeah, I got home with Outlaws and I'm like, oh, let's try it out. I'm like, because I sort of knew like the premise of the game. Like I'm like, oh yeah, you're a outlaw in the galaxy. I didn't realize how it is very big. It is
Oh
an
yeah,
enormous game. I
absolutely. And we still have another like what 2 DLCs on the way?
Yeah, well, I thought that what is it? Not Fallen Order, the other one, Jedi Survivor was big, and I'm like, oh shit, no, this is ridiculous. You can
Yeah.
definitely tell it's an Ubisoft game though, mostly because they
Yeah.
made me reactivate my Ubisoft account to start fucking playing it, which I'm like, I already have a save file. I don't need your shit. I'm not gonna play it online. Go fuck yourself.
And they're like,
There's not even
no.
really an online functionality to it.
Exactly. I'm like, why do I have to have your online connectivity?
Because they want to track you.
Well, yeah, but
It's also partially to earn their fucking Ubisoft like currency
yeah, it's so
shit
dumb.
that you can use to unlock extras or get discounts.
So
Ubisoft is not a great company. I'm not going to defend them, but I will defend Star Wars Outlaws.
they've made a really good game because they took a lot of the great mechanics from like the Assassin's Creed games, like you're climbing and you're doing stuff like that. All of that works a lot better than the Jedi Survivor, like in the Fallen Order games, because there's so many times that you were supposed to be like, oh, you got to jump up to this ledge, and he just immediately turns around and jumps into the abyss, even though it definitely had the button that said you could jump now. And you're like, okay, Cal, now you just jump to the bottom of this canyon.
Yeah, Cal's
Thanks.
personal traversal is not exactly the best. I love those games. He is just the worst climber.
He's like, oh yeah, there's that ledge there. Press A to jump and spin around and jump off the side. Wait, what, bro?
Well, he maxed all his points out in lightsaber skills.
And yeah, but unfortunately, considering it's a Souls-like, that wasn't a worthy cause on his part.
Yeah, I needed him to be able to jump in the direction I wanted him to. I like K Vest a little bit better. She
In terms
jumps,
of, like, yeah.
and I will say it's got that Assassin's Creed smooth where it's like, this is a really cool sequence if you hit it right, and you didn't. But we're still gonna give you the animation like you did it right. Like, yeah, if you hit the proper right and you jump all the way across here, you'll jump all the way across and then you'll swing across. And like, well, you definitely missed the second jump, but we're gonna keep going because it's gonna look better if we do that.
Yeah, you definitely fucked up a little bit, but it's okay. We got you.
You fucked up just a little bit, so it's okay. We'll just keep going. It looks good, right? We're good. All right, cool.
Man, that is there. Despite it getting like a lot of shit reviews, there is a pretty strong community for Star Wars Outlaws and just with affection for the game. One of the things that has happened since Outlaws came out is people got obsessed with how Outlaws did Sabacc. So now there is actually like fan-made mobile games just so you can play Sabacc online with other people.
So that is actually I guess they talk to Disney. That is how Disney sells their Sabacc cards in the in like if you go to Batu and you buy a set of Sabacc cards, that is how they play it as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that these new fan games definitely popped up in reaction
Oh yeah.
to
But
Outlaws.
I will say yeah, the Sabacc was actually because I almost bought some when we went to Disney
We
World
did
the last
buy
time.
some.
Did we?
Yeah.
No, we bought the other one. We didn't buy Sabacc. We bought the other one.
No, we bought Sabacc.
Did we buy Sabacc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bought Sabacc.
Well, I know how to play it now, so we can
Yeah.
actually play it with other people now if we wanted to, because I actually understand how to play it, and it didn't make any sense beforehand. I'm like, up and down, and I'm like, oh no, it's just blackjack, but you do math. Um,
That sounds awful.
Instead of adding, you subtract.
That still sounds awful.
It's
mean,
pretty easy.
I would almost call it more of a matching game than even blackjack. Like that, what you're describing is Pizak. Like that's the blackjack where there's subtraction. Sabacc is 100% just matching.
Well, yeah, but unless you don't match, and then there's subtraction.
Fair.
Sure.
But
Honestly,
that's what I was kind of
it's-
I was expecting it to just be Pizak with a new name because fucking Sabacc Pizak.
Pizak is easier, but Sabacc is more fun, and that's the one you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
But that's the one. That's the cool one that Lando plays. But yeah, I'm loving. I am literally just gotten to I guess the second or technically the third planet you go to because you start on Canto Bight, and then you're
Yeah.
on the other one that I can't remember it, even though I've spent most of my time there. And now I'm on Kijimi.
I went out of order. I really wanted to go to Tatooine, so I went there right after the second world.
I'm going to Tatooine next.
Yeah.
I wanted to do
Um,
Kijimi just because I'm like, let's see what happens. And having I thought having the, I guess what is it, the Vault Breaker or whatever
Yeah.
she's supposed to be. Yeah, I thought, I'm like, ooh, maybe there will be a vault on Tatooine when I get there, and she'll help me get into that. That's mostly what I was hoping for.
Right. One of the reasons I wanted to go is because I had heard from like the Star Wars Outlaws subreddit that this was the case because you can find Luke's moisture farm on Tatooine.
Okay, I'm going. All right, now you're right.
Oh shit.
I've already almost completed the finding the safe cracker. I'll just gonna abandon that and go to Tatooine now.
There's absolutely no consequences to doing that.
No, yeah, I know. That's why like the crazy droid guy's like, you can do whatever you want. I recommend starting here first because this is the linear progression of the story and will sort of make sense because we've written it this way, but it won't mess anything up if you do it the other way.
Right. And when he gave me that suggestion, I said no and went to Tatooine.
My thing is I'm like, I want to try and figure out how I can avoid getting the having to go do the get the heavy artillery guy. I'm like, I'm on Kijimi. Apparently there's a lady that can teach me how to use heavy weapons. So do I even need that guy? Fuck it. I'm splitting my winnings or my earnings less ways. I'm making money. That's what I'm making stacks. Not credits either. I'm talking real cash. Actually, it's all in credits, but
Yeah, it's all exclusively in credit.
it's all credits.
Because that's how the game works.
Shut up. I wish they'd let you like pay in what is it? No, all I can think is Latinum. But that's Star Trek. What was the shit that they were stealing in Andor?
Oh, fuck, what was it?
Thought it was credits.
No, when they rip off the Imperial compound, those were not credits. That was fucking gold ingots stamped with something, but it had a specific name for it. What was it? What they called it something. I don't know. Not important, most likely.
Probably
I mean,
not.
it says it was something worth more than 80 million in credits.
Exactly, because but it wasn't credits.
I don't.
Though I guess if you're hanging out with
remember.
the Pikes, you could be playing in Spice. But then you're just a glorified drug dealer.
But to kind of circle back, I love Outlaws. It is probably the most immersive Star Wars game since what Star Wars Galaxies, the old MMO,
Oh damn.
It
the one
is
where you could be a moisture farmer.
no, it is really impressive what you can do or not do and screw around and explore. Again, that's why I kept getting distracted. I'm like, crap, I should go actually play the game. But there's this fun thing over here. Oh, and I can jump. Oh, I can pet this rat. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, Maddie loves all of the like petable animals in this game.
And like I'm like, oh, I could just sit here and look at this vista for a while. Okay, I guess we'll do that.
Yeah, but you keep running into mean animals that want to eat you.
Yeah, there's some dude with ass spikes that keeps trying to throw them at me. I don't know.
What do you know about the
It's
ass spike animal, Peter?
it's in my lore. He knows what I'm talking about.
I had a thought, but I can't remember what it was.
Was it about ass spikes?
No, it
No.
was fucking. Oh, that's what it was. It was fucking dewbacks. Maddie loves dewbacks. That was
The hell
another
is
reason
a
that I went to
dewback?
Tatooine first.
A dewback is on Tatooine.
Yeah, they're the lizards that the stormtroopers ride.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they're like her favorite thing in fucking Star Wars. So
Really?
that's
And
another
you can
reason to go to
pet them?
Tatooine first.
The
Yeah.
dewbacks.
Can
Maddie
you,
loves dewbacks.
can you also ride them?
No.
I figured
Well,
she'd be.
that's dumb.
I figured she'd like the banthas better than the dewbacks.
Oh, she also really liked the banthas.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
I figured she'd be a bantha girl over a dewback. I'm not gonna. Though a
I don't
dewback
think
is
there's
just a
an animal in
dinosaur.
Star Wars that she doesn't like, frankly. But
Like I said, a dewback's just a dinosaur, and I know that she's got a soft spot for those already too. So
Speaking
Yeah.
of dinosaurs, did you know they're doing another Jurassic World?
yes,
why?
It's called Rebirth.
because no franchise can ever truly die.
That.
Okay. I guess.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like bring the party down, but you started talking about dinosaurs, and I was like, oh hey, there's this thing that's happening.
I mean, aren't we talking about fucking Star Wars, a franchise that is older than Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Jeez.
At least switch to like Jurassic Universe. You had Jurassic Park, then Jurassic World. Where's Jurassic Galaxy? All right.
Jurassic Galaxy. Makes
Jurassic Ort Cloud.
I believe, that at least according to the extended universe, that's still just Star Wars.
Ah.
The villain for Jedi Outcast, the I think third Dark Forces game, was a like a T-Rex
It was
dude.
basically a Velociraptor looking thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Which brings it back to turkeys.
Circled all the way back. We did it, guys.
Put a nice little bow on that thing. All right, wrapped it back around.
Well, then I guess it's time for extra bits.
Extra bits. I forgot about that part.
Whoa, I didn't have.
Peter, do you
Yeah,
even
for
ever
extra
have a bit?
What I mentioned something earlier that I liked. Oh, fucking watch the second and first season apparently of Magic and Misfits on Dropout. It's fucking great.
Yeah, Magic and Misfits.
I was gonna say Peter's like a Ken doll. He's got no bits.
That's rude.
Pretty sure you already made that joke.
I know. Nostalgia. We're bringing it back.
Nostalgia. So this was announced like a while ago, but you know what? It's the new year. It's a new us. Probably not, but it's fine. So
No, we're gonna be just as big as failures as always.
New Year, same us. Yes.
New Year, same us. D23 announced new tiers for their membership. So now there's like it goes from free all the way up to like $300, which is super crazy. But if
I'm
you're
glad
interested,
you said that at least. I agree with you, but I'm glad you said that that is insane.
yeah, I'm only at the $100 tier,
That's still
which
insane.
was the original tier, and they just now I'm grandfathered in. So I still get a lot of cool stuff, but not all the cool stuff. Like if I had the $300 one, but I'm like, I can't justify $300 for like 4 more pieces of merch.
For some more bullshit you don't need.
Yeah.
Cool.
But if you're a huge Disney fan like I am and you're interested, link will be with all the rest of the links for the bits. Zachary.
Um, I guess Microsoft finally decided to just give up and kill the Xbox. Well, you can play. You're going to be able to play Halo on PlayStation and Switch now.
Whew.
So I guess they're not worried about selling more Xboxes. They're just trying to sell games. I don't know if that means it's a good thing for them or a bad thing for them.
Does that have anything to do with the Activision Blizzard acquisition?
Apparently Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming out too on that one too. That was an Xbox exclusive, and then they're putting that on PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that earlier.
No, you said that.
You
I didn't
did.
realize it was a PlayStation exclusive, or I didn't realize it was an Xbox, like that they had done it. It was a Microsoft.
Yeah,
it's a
it was-
Microsoft thing.
Yeah, because they own Bethesda.
Yeah. So apparently they've been talking about it for a long time, but you sell 3 times as many copies of Halo. I guess you make a bunch of money on that.
But I also feel like that has to have something to do with that because the FTC was like, I feel like you're becoming a monopoly.
Well,
No, they're still rapidly on the way to becoming a monopoly.
Microsoft. You mean for the second time?
Right.
They've already done it once. They already went through a whole antitrust lawsuit, and a bunch of their stuff was changed and thrown out around and everything like that. Because well, they weren't necessarily trying to become a monopoly. Well, they were, but they were.
They were a monopoly.
They weren't trying to. They succeeded successfully. Yes, they were quite good at it. Like, oh, you want software to run your computer? Yeah, there's other ones, but if you just buy the computer, they come with Microsoft. So aren't you already going to use that, right? No, sounds good. Okay, cool. But yeah, so I mean, good for them. I guess make their money on it. But I'm like, the walls of between the consoles are breaking down. I knew it was gonna start happening once they started doing the connected play where you could play on some of those games that weren't exclusives, that you could play against a PlayStation or a PC guy on your Xbox or vice versa on any other way. As soon as they did that, they're like, it makes no sense to keep them exclusive between consoles and PCs or whichever one you're gonna do with that one. So it makes sense on that one, but good for them.
Yeah.
Good for most gamers, I would say. Since
Yeah,
that's a huge new access to the library for PlayStation players.
Yeah, if they start releasing more Xbox exclusives and do that kind of stuff like that and allow you to get it on any platform, I think it's smart for Microsoft. It's smart for gamers. It's just kind of interesting now that you're like, oh, I guess I could just play it on my PlayStation then. Okay, I'm interested to see what it looks like played on the PlayStation.
So I am all for that on the grounds that it is still doing physical releases. If it's just like, oh, you'll have access because now you can get the Xbox subscription or whatever, fuck that. I'm not interested.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's like you still would have to buy the PlayStation disc to put it in there, but it has Halo on the front.
Oh, I know. I just meant hopefully it's not just that they're now letting you put Game Pass on other platforms. That's not what I'm here for.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that is purely a money grab. Game Pass that's all that is. I mean, it works for some things, but it is honestly it's terrible if you're an adult who has an actual job that you have to go to all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
It is just wasting money.
And
I'm glad more and more people are kind of waking up to, since Max has been ruining people's, or not ruining, but ruining digital, I guess, existence. It's nice that more people are realizing, yeah, no, physical media is the way to go.
Yeah, but Amazon's been really bad about that because you can buy you buy the digital version of it on Amazon or whatever, and you're like, oh, I bought it, I should own it, right?
That's not how digital works.
No, if they no longer have it on the platform, you're like, well, I paid you $24.99 for a new copy of it because I thought this was Amazon and I just bought a thing, but you didn't, instead of mailing it to me, you sent it to me.
That's why I will buy at least one physical copy of whatever Taylor puts out.
You're insane, but yeah, no.
But
I'm
at
with
least
you, Peter.
I own it. So
it's physical copies.
So when the internet comes crashing down, I still have my music. Anyway, as we kind of said at the top of the show, 8-Bit Cats comes out every other Wednesday-ish. It'll be at least twice a month. Let's start there. At least twice a month. So hit that like and subscribe button. That way you get alerted to when new episodes drop. There's also a bunch of other places you can find us that I will try to be better at this year at posting on. That list will be here.
All of these things.
All of these things. You can't see Peter, but I'm just going to assume that he's also doing wild hand motions because it makes me feel better.
I'm going to assume he's not.
He said, sure.
I'm going to make the safe assumption, and his hands are in his pockets.
Lies. Well, until next time, my friends, geek out, be fabulous, and have fun.
8-Bit Cats.